So I'm just bored, and I thought if anybody was curious, of whoever watches my videos, if you're curious who I am and what I'm about. So lately I've been posting a bunch of shorts of me singing because I get bored, like I just said, and I just make shit up. Sorry, I make stuff up. Or I sing songs that are stuck in my head, sometimes horribly wrong, sometimes off, not in tune, sometimes wrong lyrics. I make up the lyrics if I forget the lyrics, you know. I think most people sometimes do that, but I do that like all the time, and I live alone, so I can do that all the time. Most people can't just walk around their house with their family and be like, ah, you know? So, some of the stuff about some of the stuff I make up, it's not so good. I'll admit it, but I don't really care. I'm just having fun. I mean, as a kid, most people dream of being like a rock star, and yeah, I have too. I mean, I guess that's the feeling of power for me. For other people, that's why they become cops or politicians or anything else like that. But some people just have a knack for performing too, and that's where they're comfortable. That's what they're good at. I just kind of, well, sometimes personally you need recognition. And I usually get that from my parents. Not singing wise, because I don't know, I don't like to sing in front of them. I'm much more comfortable just posting a video because I know barely anybody's gonna see it. So, like, barely anybody's gonna watch this one. But I had to take my charger out. But so I do other forms of art besides music. I'm a trombonist. I know some percussion, piano, which is a percussive instrument. A tiny bit of ukulele. I could probably learn the guitar, but my fingers hate that. I have very sensitive, dry, thin skin, so probably not good for me to do the guitar or anything with strings for that matter. Trombone's a lot better than that for me, not like in general, but for me. Like I said, I am an artist. I guess you could call it. You can see my fingers moving. I'm goofy as heck. If you couldn't already tell from whoever's seeing these things, from the other things that I post, super goofy. I can be depressed at times. That's normal. Everybody feels depressed at times. I do have depression, so there's also that. But, you know, part of life. You just gotta deal with what you're given, basically. I keep going off track. I'm trying to say that I have artworks, and I'll get up out of bed and show you though. It's not like I'm tired or anything. I yawn all the time. I'm not tired. You probably didn't understand anything I just said. That's right. So I'm gonna keep myself so you can't. Why would you want to copy my things? Anyhow, this guy right here, I forgot what I named him. Excuse me. I don't know if I named him, but he's a teapot. So there's actually a hole that goes down that goes into the spout of the arm. I wouldn't use it though. I would not use it to drink. I don't think it's safe to drink out of or even water plants with. This thing right here is a big vase with weird swirls and stuff. You can see from this side, you can see the spirals. I like braided them together and I spiraled them. This guy is Jefferson Douglas, and he's such a cutie. Yes, he is. See Jefferson? No, that's not Jefferson. That's Jefferson Douglas. And he has a really cool design on his back. But you probably, yeah, you can tell. You can tell. This guy is a parrot carrying a pear. It's from a book called In Cold Blood, is for a literature project. Whatever, I made it. The whale I didn't actually make, I just enhanced it to look way cuter. And because the girl who made it was a bitch. Yep. This is a tree mug. You see it's got mushrooms and moss, and there's the mushroom, and the handle is a branch. I don't know if you saw it when I did that or not, because I can't tell. I'll show you these paintings with my hand. I love doing that. I love feeling the art itself. It's kind of corny, but I mean, that's what ceramics is, and that's why I love ceramics, because you actually feel it as you make it, and it's, I don't know, for me it means something more than just drawing. And I love to draw too. I've got sketchbooks upon, well, not sketchbooks upon sketchbooks. I have a couple that I've sort of filled. Motivation is hard. And then there's that thing. I can explain those in another video. There's more of them from my senior year of high school. I took the AP 3D Art and Design class. So, but I'll show you this one first. He is my, I think it's a he or a she. We'll call him they, just to not be offensive. They understand. It's a bust. It was inspired by Anubis, or an Anubis-like character. Is actually from a book that kind of described a character that, to me, I visualized more as Anubis, because their name wasn't Anubis, but they kind of reference, you know what I'm trying to say. And then here's a little maquette. It's so cute. You have to make the maquette first to kind of understand what you're looking for, and then make the big bust. And I made him big. And the girl that made the whale is the one that made fun of that. She walked by as I was making it. Keep in mind, this is a lot of clay. Like, that was hard. Really hard to put together, make it look smooth, and smooth it out and all that. That was difficult. That was probably my most extensive project with clay. Besides, well, that one wasn't really extensive. It just kept breaking. That's the hard thing about ceramics, is they will break all the time. You handle it wrong once. You handle it wrong once, and it just pops apart. Or it blows up in the kiln and destroys other people's pieces. You have to be really careful. There's the other painting. I like that one. Wasn't feeling too happy, you can tell. And you can tell that that one is sad, that one's happy, that one's depressed slash angry. I'm pretty sure you can tell that by the colors, but I'm just gonna reiterate. Sound real southern. Then there's this guy. That one's actually a guy, but I guess he's gay. I don't know. And then there's that. That was a literature project. That guy was part of the sustained investigation for the AP class. Then you have my hand, which was my first realistic piece ever, and I think it came out pretty good. Because of the glaze I used, I decided not to put a lot of detail into the knuckles of the hand. And also with the project that it was, there's a canvas that was on top that I decided to take off, because it was for the project for the AP class, but I didn't really like it. Like, I don't know. Some of the things I made, they're like cool and interesting, but they're not the kind of art that I would usually just like to display. It's the kind of art that I would just be like to a family member, hey, you want this? Because I don't. You know? And then we have that guy, and then we have that. And there were a couple others that I don't have because I gave them away. Because like I said, if I don't fall in love with it, I don't keep it. And that's okay. You don't have to fall in love with everything you make. And then you have my dragonfly. Probably one of my most favorite pieces. I'll take it out. We're gonna mount it to the wall. So, I just love this thing. I love the way it turned out, even though it was a mess and fell apart like 100 times. Is probably that in the bust. Oh, but I also like the little Jefferson Douglas. I don't know. I like all of them. The ones that I keep, you know I like. Especially if I do a big display of them. So here's my place. It's a quick run through. I can give you a tour at some other time. I live alone, like I said. I can explain the entire townhouse situation if anybody gives a crap. I don't even know if anybody's gonna see this, but I don't really care. I'm just kind of talking to myself at this point. That's what YouTubers do. Basically, they just talk to themselves and hope that people listen. We're all crazy people. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I can go on in some future videos and show you guys my art setup once it gets all done. I have a lot of stuff that I need to... Okay, that whole tape, that's just half of my art stuff. Like, I have a lot of junk, because I like to use things that people, maybe wouldn't normally use as supplies. So, I like to... I am tired. It's late. I like to reuse that kind of stuff. I think it's cool. Or it feels interesting to me to put something to a different use than it was originally designed for, and actually make it into art versus just trash, And it's not like calling the art trash, it's calling the trash art. There's a difference, I think. But anyways, that's a little bit about me. Darkness. Oh, what's lurking for me? I told you I'm weird. So, yeah, nice to meet you. Whoever is bothering to watch my videos.